Now that cemetery on our right is the white side, Laurel Grove, which opened 1851, where you do find Juliet Gordon Low, the Girl Scouts. There's also a Confederate soldier burial ground, 24 former mayors of Savannah. Now everything, y'all, including the cemeteries, was white in color. Now the difference in the white side, their side was under, it remains under perpetual care. And when I looked at perpetual, I mean the taxpayer been paying for it. Now this highway came through 65 years ago, and it was built right across the colored side. And don't you know there's still human remains underneath the highway? Highway came in 65 years ago. Eisenhower used eminent domain. Now we're just 0 to 50 feet above sea level, and when it be down about 40 feet, we ought to do 2 and 1, a former rice plantation, our cemetery. Now on our left, now that block and brick was our prominent blocks on our left. And I was paved in brick 100 years ago when these other blocks were dirt. And we're going to revisit that block. Now these houses, they were built between 1880 and 1920. And in that community, now you had your school teacher, you had your lawyer, your dentist, your doctor, if not on your block, one block over, the minister. See, we were a community. And then once integration came, they were the first ones who left. Like that, so yeah, no community. And therefore in a community like that, you know, the ethics, the values, the discipline, and morality, all that's part of the upbringing. Now, this is a legacy of my mentor, the legendary civic leader, W.W. Law. This tour, in the museum we pass, is what he created.
If you take a look at the houses here,
Mr. Law, now he led NAACP
where
1950 to 1976.
In the 16,
and after leading, he became a preservationist. And he decided against writing anything down.
In the 1600s.
So therefore, y'all, volumes, and I do mean volumes of black history in this country, lie in the cemetery. Not about it. Not regarding. Here we go now. We're going to be down about 40 feet.
Houses they were living in.
And we're just 0 to 50 feet above sea level, as you know. And that is Savannah, and this is the composition for the whole of Africa. So welcome now to Laurel Grove South. They were 4 acres at first. Then we moved to 15, now there's 30. We have the ministers, you have the educators, entrepreneurs, everybody. And it's still an active cemetery. And these are family plots. The plots were purchased many, many years ago. Many years ago, family plots. And if you notice, there's great stuff hanging along for these trees, which is Spanish moss.
Yes.
That used to be lawn and mattress, stuffed in pillows. What we get part of, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. They carry the red bugs, which are the bed bugs, are the chiggers.
Oh, goodness.
And that doesn't grow in Spain, but since Spain was an old world, they named that moss in the old world of Spanish. And this is the legacy. Now, Mr. Law done the work, but he didn't want any credit. None of his work. And he was the WW before the WW.com, we don't know. And here we have a come up on our left, y'all. The legendary civic leader, W.W. Law. No wife, no child, no funeral. There you go. And the museum we pass is what he's created. Now the seashell at the top, that does not move. That symbolizes the waves of oceans that brought us over and leads to eternity.
Wesley Wallace Law. He died in 2002.
He's making sure the cemetery is in
2002.
the man you see now. See, somebody now, it's never they will always
He was a
come
good
today.
man back then.
But I learned from
Now
me, when
he's
they
dead.
will never do for you like you do for yourself. That day is you. You got to do that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Now, the
Black
house
people
people
never
now, they
liked black
cook.
people back then.
They raised the kids in
They
the country,
treated black
that was
people like
2%.
they were
And death was placed in the cemetery. Now, that's the situation on
Just
our right
like-
now. They're from somebody's house.
just like that guy who already died.
And now we may get out to get y'all a little
like
closer
he was
to it.
bad.
House people cemetery, the few people are in the fields where they worked. You want to get out, we can get out checking on that.
All right, so right now we're we're off the bus, and if you take a look at all this, look at this carnage, destruction. This is where black people were not treated. They were treated like some fools. See, look, all these people that died back then. Give a shout out to them.
But then first name, and it will age about such and such as all the time.
They were old people. They were old people.
They're from the house somebody's house.
So you see how black
They
people
raised the
was
kids
treated
with a
back
culture.
then. They were
If
treated
you
like
travel
some
to Europe,
fools.
even to take two people with them, it's cooked.
They didn't like them.
Everybody else went to jail. They warehouse in jail.
And if you haven't seen that Selma movie, that's when black people were treated like some fools. They were getting beat up with bats and everything. They were getting hit with bats and everything. They were getting beaten. They were getting hit in the head, the eye and stuff. They even beat up an old man. So that's bad. They even beat up an old man. And they killed a man. So that's why black people wasn't good back then. So right now we're just checking out. Look at this. Those were all the people that died. All the people that died. So basically, look at that. That is David H. Dean. He died on August 13th, 1945.
Those soldiers fought because they lived in the South.
That's Harris.
They have one flag. He has the same medal that the owners were later arrested with. The same medal. So he wasn't
He was only alive.
And he done something
He
outstanding.
was only alive for
But I do figure now he had to been
91 years. 91 years. Not good. He was only alive for 91 years. 91 years. Look at this. Look at this. Evelyn. Wow. Died in 2009. Not good. Not good. I really hate when black people are treated like this. So give praise for the people that died already to the people who are alive right now. Cause I have never seen people get treated like this. This is just terrible. Like if you ever seen if a loved one of yours is dead right now, please give him praise. Cause this is really bad. Really bad. See you guys on the next tour.
Now I'm going to show y'all the tallest statue. Now the keynote speaker in I think 2006 was a black man there by the name of Egerton out of Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah, they were black and Confederates. Asheville, yeah, Egerton, yeah. Asheville, North Carolina. See, now there was a free person of color population. Most of them fought to preserve their wealth. And see, Lincoln at first did not want to arm us for the Union. He declared the Civil War was a white man's war. Now right to our left, that's the former irrigation system for the rice. And that flowed up was about 30 miles. And don't you know, Mrs. Michelle Obama is nearly 4 generations removed from the rice fields outside of Charleston, Georgetown, South Carolina. Now during their harvest time, they had to rake mosquitoes from their arms. And there are all sorts of alligators and snakes in these areas. Now we were the majority. Now it's very hot and humid. Remember, we came home away from home. It's very hot and humid in the summertime. And blacks were the majority in the numbers. And don't you know somebody was armed with a shotgun to kill those alligators? And you would think, well, why didn't they not rebel all the time? And it's all about fear and intimidation. On our right, we believe this was a whipping tree when they were whooped at. Now we may get out of...
Guys, look at this. A person was dead, and he used to cheer for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. A person used to cheer for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they dead now. Charlie Edwards died on 2010. Mary Ellen died in 2006. Damn. And Gertrude Stevens died in 2008.
It's how to remember when you watch West
Oh
Side,
my
they was hooked.
gosh.
Those are like webs that when they was beaten and they put them up against the thing.
No way.
Yeah, that's
Look at that though. This is how trees were made.
Now, the museum opened last April.
They used to destroy these trees.
They documented over
Look at all that
Most of
carnage.
those that were hanged for
All of that
property
carnage with the
crime.
trees.
If it wasn't good enough,
I'm telling you, white people didn't like them trees. They like to destroy trees. And if you take a look at this, they put a hole in that tree. Not a good way to do stuff. Like not a way to do stuff. I've never seen people get treated like this. A person getting killed cheering the Pittsburgh
different
Steelers.
times. But now, it's all about survival, right?
Yeah.
That's survival. You go. Now, the largest plantations were in South Carolina and Louisiana. Now, the Middleton plantation in Charleston was 6,500 acres. 6,500 was one plantation. It's impossible just to disappear. Now, they're saying that Harriet Tubman led, 300 people? How can 300 people just disappear? So I'm figuring out that Confederate had to been helpful. See, everyone was accounted for. You know what I mean? First name and production. So that leads me to believe that they knew where they ran the most from. It's recorded. But if it was publicized, everybody would run. That's why we'll never know. They knew where they went from. Yeah. You had a first name and production, so if the numbers decrease, the productivity going to decrease too. Somebody had to tighten it up. Somebody was held accountable. Yeah. You can't just give them a pass and they don't come back. No, all right. Samson Bryan is the oldest known grave, 1799. He was a deacon.
No, Samson
And his brother
Bryan.
Andrew Bryan was a minister. Now, notice y'all how they were whooped and in prison with preaching. They were told to wait for salvation in heaven.
No.
You see, Marshall Littlefield, 100 pound first African.
No.
Cunningham, 83 years old, second African.
His brother used to be a pastor.
And do you know George Washington lived to be just 67 years old? That's it, 67.
No, Andrew
So we
Cox
came
Marshall.
home away from
Henry.
home. We were more
No.
adaptable to the situation. They were up in hills and mountains. They couldn't adapt. Not like we did. And Samson Wright became the first Grand Master
Oh, man.
of the Masons in Georgia. Now he was
What?
born
No.
into slavery.
James.
And on their headstone now they were aged about.
Oh.
Even Frederick Douglass wrote he was about such and such. You know, not even a
I
free
bet
property.
they're one of them black people.
And I'm gonna show y'all where the free person of color lived in their own community. And on our right, they have their own burial section. Now, many of them, we all were
Man, look at
millionaires.
that.
And that is, they had time off, they worked side jobs, they came up with monies to take the church or they bought their freedom. And Virginia now placed it on the status of the woman. If she's free, her church is born free. And they had businesses and all that. You see, under the Confederacy, they had made their own money. And they backed their dollars on the cotton crop. And that's why the Union came to preserve the Union. They came for the cotton crop. So that's why there were so many black Confederates, that is, they fought to preserve their wealth. And they tried to debate to say that he wasn't on. Now that same medal you saw that black man would, the owners have the same medal. Now the soldiers, they have just one flag, their line of formation. He got the same medal that the owners have. Now, over in Charleston, I forget his name, this black guy. He was one of the wealthiest black planter, a black guy in South Carolina, Charleston. Yeah. And if 12 is a slave, that movie came out about 8-9 years ago. He was a millionaire. And see, we never see the name. He was free and he was a millionaire. We never see that, yeah.
Oh, man.
And he got kidnapped because he didn't have a guardian. They needed a sponsor.
Oh,
And that was a British person, and they held a deed to your land. So you had to get help to be free. Now, if you were black, you needed some papers. First of all, to be free, you had to walk with a badge. And I think that museum in D.C. had the original badges. But to be enslaved, how can you just disappear? You had to get help. And I know in this country now, we mentioned civil rights in the 60s and, 50s and 60s. But that was really the Underground Railroad. You know, you had to get help. You ain't gonna yeah, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Right.
Had to have a guide.
It's amazing. And I've been, now this was a 960 acre plantation. I've been to a plantation site, 1,200 acres. I can call it, I didn't know where I was at. So I'm gonna leave there to go somewhere else. I mean, where you going?
Same thing with the wrong player.
Want to get caught?
This dude named Alex.
It's not even just like leaving the bounty hunters. Now there was back then a 40,000 bounty on average something back then. And most are saying now that she was illiterate, but she never got captured. Yeah, she knew something.
She knew something.
I had to be away and stay away. I mean, yeah. And then now see now, driving is easy, but they walk. I mean, ain't no car. And we know she was on Hilton Head. We know, but you're right. I mean, yeah, the Underground has a powerful network. See, first in the movie and TV, but in reality, yeah, the hound dogs are coming, all of that.
Oh, yeah.
You see, now the slave patrol was illiterate, but they knew of a landmark. See, that past you have some kind of landmark,
Yeah.
so they know you knew where you were.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you take a look at all these houses
You
over
had to get
here,
out. Yeah. Okay, now this neighborhood now, the Cala Brownville, but it was once a
these
strong
people
black middle
don't
class
like
community.
black people.
And these blocks were dirt, and where we're going to go is paved in brick 100 years ago by the
They
community.
didn't like them.
Now we as a community came together and created our own library,
See, you created a
school
library.
association, and hospital.
Yeah, we
Do you
created
know this was
everything.
done without the government? And see, freedom came for everybody. 1865, we had God and each other. And from there we formed our communities. And I believe that's why Malcolm X opposed integration, because we lost our way of community. The government is not, this country is not based on the government, it's based on the people. And first of all, the government are people who make decisions.
Right.
And I would sell them as that, you know what I mean? Just, you know, something that's far-fetched. And on our left, that is, that was once a hospital, 1896. And tell me, please, where do you see anything in there about the government? Finish it.
You kidding me?
There's nothing about the government.
Training school for
You
nurses.
kidding me?
Now, they got a law from a bank, law interest, or from a church. But we were a community. We created our
Charity
own
hospital.
library.
There's a hospital and training
Board
school for
Association.
nurses.
Training school for nurses.
Always have
Wow.
Well, we had to.
Unbelievable.
museum now.
Unbelievable.
It's low income housing.
No income house.
We had to. Didn't do anything.
No question about it.
And that's,
These people
that's why
live,
Dr.
survive.
King, and see, Dr. King was like, we need to be at the table to make decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Because the government are people who make decisions.
Right.
And Malcolm X saying was, when we do that, we're gonna lose our community. So yeah. Now these houses, built between 1880 and 1929. Esther Garrison lived on our right, 623. She is the first black and female elected to the Board of Education, 623.
Oh.
So you had to, and there's a school name for her. She taught you how to read, how to write, how to sew home ec.
That's it.
And you educated them.
That's how you
Dr.
do it,
Cameron,
you black person.
and the dentist right here in 615. Then the museum we passed, Ralph Block Gilbert, Civil Rights Museum, he lived on our right 611. 1939,
right there.
1956. That's where you hosted Dr. King, Thurgood Marshall, Marion Anderson, Adam Clayton Powell, and so many others. Now when King traveled, when he stayed in the community, he got killed at a motel.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that says Stacey Abrams. That says
There's no
Stacey
need to
Abrams
go and
right
play
there.
Everything in your community. You ain't going no place for nothing. And the dollar circulated for 20 odd days. Now on our left at the corner, 602 was once a convenience store. The store was downstairs and they lived upstairs. That's out of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else had to make it to a supermarket. Remember, a supermarket.
Wow.
And on
That
our
was a
right,
store.
no townhouse on the right. one room,
Really?
That was a corner store.
$325,000.
They even had a corner
This is
store.
transition.
Man,
All
I
the
should
bags,
have been
you
born
saw
back
white
then.
colored signs.
No, you shouldn't.
Now
Why
you can
not?
see the dollar signs. So the next movement is
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed all this.
The locals don't really know what
It
we
was
have.
hard back then.
You know, we are complacent.
That's what I'm
Some of the time
saying.
we don't care about it. And then we were convinced, you know, that this was a ghetto. You know, we gave it away. South side, you know, we thought was attractive. If pay the taxes or whatever.
Can't believe I missed it.
That's highly valuable land. So what used to be ghettos, 40 I just go down
I
historic
missed all
places.
of these.
Robert Savannah, Cascade, Savannah
I missed
College of
all
Art and
of
Design.
these. Even the
And
Baptist
this started here
church.
40 years ago. One
Man,
building, 71 students. And they're all over Savannah, Atlanta, Hong Kong.
of course they there.
Oprah spoke at the commencement in Atlanta last May. Oprah, big time. Yeah.
What?
Not to mention that there's always a movie crew. You know, they're the Hollywood people doing the movie all the time. Now in Georgia, now Atlanta market is number one, we're number two. And what makes it so groovy, now during the Civil War, the Union did not burn us. Now they did burn Atlanta and much of Georgia.
I
They
can't
did burn
believe
Columbia,
this.
South Carolina, and much of South Carolina. We were saved from the fire. In our history, there were three major fires. 1796, 1820, and 1889. And then soon afterward came major building booms. They came from here, from there, so we got some British, some Spanish, some French, this and that. So we are an architectural Jew, you know, like that. Now, Mr. Law, you saw he died in 2002. He was a trustee at the art college. He went to all those meetings, every meeting to go to, he was there. He said, all right, that fence, that's probably a scam. That's there buying blocks at a
Oh
time.
man,
Yeah,
that's not
blocks at
fair.
a time.
But there's no tearing down of homes and
That's
things
not
like that.
fair.
These are transitional neighborhoods now. See, what was affordable rent, $500 a month, right now in this area, 15, 17, 2009, 2001. And the pay
Did you
remains
just say
stagnant.
15, 17?
15, 1700, 2009, 2001, in that range.
Oh, that's not fair.
And it
Oh
was
my
valued between
goodness.
That's not fair.
125,000 to 1.5 million.
1500s to 1700s to 2009 to 2009.
Now, we're the
That's
majority,
not
and then, you
fair.
know, now we have less land ownership now than we had 100 years ago.
Yes.
Well, land-wise, by 1920, we once owned 21 million acres in the South.
A million
Now we've
acres.
lost over 80% owned as a
A
million.
million acres.
That's not even
million.
100 years ago. And I believe, you know, we don't have that community no more. So the community ain't nobody went hungry. Now, Miss Mary McLeod Bethune, for example, she was one of 17 siblings.
Look at all this.
Don't you know she was one that went to college
State
and
Paul's
graduated
a
and everybody else worked
Lutheran
for
church.
We worked together.
Can't believe I
Community sent
missed
somebody to
this.
school because schools were private, and that person would come and teach everybody else.
Oh,
These are the reasons Malcolm X was like, we
look at all
don't need
these
them.
churches.
But then again, I don't think Dr. King wanted us to integrate and to miss out on our community either. He just wanted everything to be accessible, you know, for us to go in and have some water,
I can't.
to the library,
I
to those
can't
groups, you know, like
believe
that.
I
We just
missed
ended
all
up losing
this.
things. Now, past the park now, this same park is where I grew up doing free lunch. We used to do free lunch in the summertime. We had a 1905, it was formerly a white-only park. 1960s, we had to fight just to walk around it in the 60s. Yeah. And then soon passed a hanging tree. I'm soon to go to Montgomery. Now the museum opened last April.
Yes.
4,000 lynchings were documented and it's still working process.
4,000 lens.
Because they
man.
tried to vote by the ounce of property that they wanted. And in Waco, Texas, now they were crowds up to 15,000 came out. And then Sunday bus, Waco, Texas, 15,000 came out. 15,000. They
15,000.
passed souvenirs around and they took them
Oh,
home.
man.
Well, they passed body parts for around. They were taken home for souvenirs, body parts. Yeah, you bought fingers and all that. And on that left Forsyth Park. Now Forsyth was like the governor. There's a county, you know what I mean? The town out at Fort County, Forsyth. 30 acres. Now to me, 40 acres is major. That's 30 acres on our left. One time around it, 1 mile. And that statue on our left is the tallest statue Confederate. You saw that black Confederate. Now you can come out, you can come back and take a picture. The gun, weapon, the military mic.
that one.
Military mic.
That wasn't a
And
black
that's the
one.
park.
That
That's the
one.
Confederate. That's the tallest
No
statue.
That's
way.
the tallest statue.
But you saw the black
the
Confederate.
tallest
with the
Right,
black
right,
Confederate.
right.
That's the
Right,
tallest
tries to
one.
topple that.
No, that's state property. The last Monday in this month is a state holiday. That's state. You go there for that state property.
Oh.
I know we're taking down the Raleigh, but now that's state property. The last Monday is a state holiday.
A state holiday?
And on our love, now that fountain, 1858. Now that was ordered from a Sears or Roebuck catalog. Sears Roebuck, 1858. That's the brand, the trademark. And coming up on our right, the Candler Oak was a hanging tree. Now that oak is older than the world. Some say maybe 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
Strange fruit really holiday. That's what
they
happened.
hung. That's where they hung people up.
Look
They
at
on
them
that tree.
trees.
Yeah. That's
They
that's
just
the oldest
destroyed
tree.
them. Oh, man.
That's a big tree.
That oak is older than the world, that's for sure.
Oh,
What did they
goodness.
put on there?
Nothing, just that's that moss growing on it.
And we had some 85,000 trees before those hurricanes. Matthew came 3 years ago.
85,000
Irma after that.
And,
Last year, Michael.
and that tree still up.
You see?
Hey, how's that tree?
Lightning,
How is that?
Lightning, they can take it down. Lightning can take that.
No,
take it
I
down
don't get
anytime.
this. How is that tree still up and it got all that stuff on it?
Dr.
Moss
Bill
in
Montgomery.
there, I tell you.
And the
That's
doctor.
what they used to
Still
stuff their
work in
pillows and
process.
stuff.
Oh,
Now, St. Patrick's Day jumped off the other day, March 16th, really the parade was 16th, or March 17th. Now, the tallest statue, I'm sorry, our landmark, that is, our landmark, Cathedral of St. John the Baptist.
John
We
the
do not
Baptist.
have
I
to
know
find
him.
on paper a height limit on paper. Now, this was ground zero for March 16, March 17. So now, right, you can see the cathedral.
Oh.
That's the
Whoa!
landmark.
Look at that.
So whenever you see Savannah, that will be seen.
Them
Yeah, I saw
towers
that
up there.
little thing. That's a cathedral.
Now that
Cathedral.
fountain will be
Cathedral?
the trademark,
Cathedral.
but as
Oh,
far as the
cathedral.
landmark, that will be it.
Cathedral.
And that was ground zero. Now we do host one of the largest parades and celebrations in this country. Behind New York, Chicago, Boston, may not be in that order. Pretty large. And take out through the area where the free person of color live. Now they had their own community.
Free person color?
New Orleans have the largest numbers in the South.
Slave?
They came Charleston,
Oh,
South
man.
Carolina, Richmond, Virginia, Augusta, Georgia, Mobile, Alabama, Raleigh, Durham, North
For
Carolina.
real?
Now the woman worked as washerwoman, bakers,
These
cooks,
days,
and dressmakers.
Miller High Life.
The men were shoe cobblers, brick masons, and
Proudly
blacksmiths.
grew in Georgia.
And if the woman is free, then her children are born free. So we work together as a community to make it happen. And they were millionaires, you know, businesses and all. I'm sure
Women were
you know.
millionaires?
As I look, and don't take my word, they had more ownership then than we have now.
I never knew
So when numbers
women were
increase,
millionaires.
but yet our ownership decrease. Like that, you know what I mean? Like that.
I
So,
thought it was just men
Now,
that
when
can
we
be
came, I'm gonna take
millionaires.
y'all shortly to the port of entry.
So
And when we
guys, I
came to
guess
this country, we
both
didn't
men
come
and
as a
women can be
family who were
millionaires.
property. The property was people, animals, and furniture. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So to identify is ownership. That's it. That's what they knew. So 100 years from now, we may not see your name as what you own. And if you don't own it, you're not going to be seen. So every nickel, dime, quarter, they got it. They bought some property. You know what I mean? Like that. And they looked out for each other. That's it. We had God and each other. That's it. All right, now check it out, y'all. Now architecture
each
makes it
other.
so sound. Now the new stuff got to blend in. They got to conform with the old. You keep old. New must look old. That makes any sense. Old remains old. New must look old. It must retain the flavor. And then we passed that school. Remember the school we had? And we'll pass this school. Now the schools, the early schools were private, public. It was not until 1913 that they built us a public school. So before that, you know, somebody's house, you know, we did some learning somewhere, you know, it's private. Now the building Southern Bend Outlet was built back in 1788 as the Chatham Academy private school. Coming up on our left at the corner. In 1908, it became commercial high. And don't you know, as commercial high, it never integrated. Now it's used as a board of education. Now look, that school building never integrated.
Whoa.
We just got our first black
That's a
female
big
native
school.
school
Oh,
superintendent
never integrated.
That's a big
about 2 years
school.
ago. Never integrated.
2
Wow.
years?
Keep on low. And we're making our right.
That was in
Coming up on our right
2017.
now, this is a Charleston, South Carolina style house. Now the red doors symbolize that they have paid the mortgage.
Oh,
They
that
have
red
paid
door?
the
They have
mortgage?
paid the mortgage. The mortgage is paid.
Wow.
Oh.
And everything was built high for ventilation, you know, the heat rises. Now, Oglethorpe name for the founder. South Carolina's on our left, Florida's on our right. Used to be the southern boundary.
Look at
And you see the
that.
cemetery now,
That
that is
door and
Florida
that
cemetery.
statue
Now,
of
one
an
those
eagle.
days, everybody will lay the rest outside of the town boundary. White, black, rich, or poor, everybody. And that is Colonial Cemetery. It was once the Colonial Prominent Burial Ground. Where the Union had gone and camped and done a lot of damage. So we don't know who's on what part. As you said, that's the land. On the 10% of the land. As we make our left, on our right was or is the common burial ground, poor whites and
This is
blacks.
Savannah Police Department.
And do you know they still remain all
Wait, why
behind?
is that car? Why is that car yellow in the back?
Poor whites and
Wow.
blacks.
Wow.
Now, 30 odd years ago,
Wow,
gas
look at
company.
that.
in search of a line, came across a human remains, identifiable from the 1700s. And that's why you hear about the ghost, you know, this and that. Most of downtown Belleville Cemetery. It's a colonial, and only 10% of the land, and maybe 25% of them. Everybody else in the commons, you know. That's why I remember that cemetery, that oldest grave was 1799. Ended up in 1853, around up in there. Now we can roll through the area. Now the woman that's on her status, if she's freed, her children are born free. And we work together, y'all, to make it happen for each other. We had God and each other. That's how we got on over, yeah.
So all this paid
And with the red, that's what you used to do around 1900. Now
What
you
the
gotta
hell's
keep it
over
like
here?
that. If you buy, you gotta keep it like that now. Outside gotta remain the same. Now on our right, 511 built for Miss Savage. Now that's the black law firm, Charlton B. Bell. And our blue on our right is Haint Blue
Ain't
from
blue?
Benin, West Africa, to keep all the evil away. Captain
Whoa.
aboard 1853.
1853, okay.
It's outside gotta remain. Now 515 made a tabby, seashell, sand, lime, and water. 1820 Hannibal, Britain.
That's
And
Kevin's
519, now
front.
that's a shotgun, which is straight through. A pow, in the front, out the back.
Wow.
This was in
See those handmade
1799.
Uh-huh.
Savannah Great Brick. There you go. Remember that price at $50 a brick?
$50 a brick.
If you can find on the brick.
$50 of bricks? That's a lot of
$50
money.
per brick.
You
Yeah.
got first
That's a
find
lot of
to
money.
buy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Don't know how they would make.
50,
You know, they ain't supposed to have the pass.
$50,000
You know, they need
per
some papers.
brick.
If they was able to write, they were forged.
That's so much. That's a lot
Chop,
of
chop,
money.
hands work. And spread ahead on our right. Y'all see that lime greenhouse? That's the smallest house in Savannah, GA. And that was relocated a number of years ago. Price at once, $300,000.
Oh, it's how much?
Years ago.
$300.
Years ago, yeah.
Wow.
300
That's the
years?
smallest house
That
you
was
see.
relocated.
Yeah, it's really tiny. It's really
Really
small.
small.
And
Like-
now
like
right now,
tiny.
that's second African 1802. And that's when the
1802.
Union read to the public the 40 acres of mule.
This Baptist church?
Yep.
That's
this is
also
Baptist.
where Dr. King delivered I
December
Have a
6,
Dream before the March on
1802.
Washington.
December 6, 1802. Second Sunday, fourth Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
So that don't
Tuesday is
finish it.
Bible study?
So it's still active?
Oh, yes.
Active?
Wait, it says Sunday school, morning worship, Holy Communion,
We roll around the
Youth
church.
Sunday, Bible study.
Wow. It's still
Wow.
Then now, at the auction block, we just had a
Wow.
first name. Every known as just the first name.
active. Wow.
And upon freedom, we chose our own last. That's when many people kept the names of their owners. Mine chose the color brown, others green or blue, white or black. And don't you know those who use an E on the end of a color? That E meant we were free with emancipation in 1865. And when it was told you're free as a bird, we chose bird. newly freedmen. The heroes: Washington, Jefferson, Jackson, Grant, and Johnson. I ain't saying Lincoln wasn't a hero, but name a black with the last name Lincoln.
Habersham
He didn't
Street.
come to free the slaves. He came to preserve the Union. He came to
Keller
cut them.
Williams reality. Savannah.
And he freed the States in
Realty.
the rebellion. Now, we were emancipated
Realty?
January the 1st,
Realty.
1863.
Yeah, oh,
Oh,
realty.
land. No, it's
Texas
realty.
celebrates
That's a land?
Juneteenth, June 19th,
No, that's
1865.
they
We were not
look
freed all at
houses.
once.
Oh.
Now, there's most of those free persons were Confederates. They fought to preserve their wealth. Now, the next one over now, that's where we held the protests. That is, we called for the boycott, the sit-in, so on and so forth. At the same time that, when all this was going on, we had our stuff going on over there. Now, the immigrants assimilated around 1900. That's why a lot of buildings are like 1900, the Jews and stuff. Now, when the shopping malls were built, there was really, really not much going on. Look at it now, taking off. And when we boycotted, now we had direct activity, direct involvement. Now, places that discriminated where we were not giving jobs or service at the lunch counters, we shut them down, 16 months. No, now, look, you see Levy's, our Levy's was Target, we couldn't get no job there. Now, that's an 85,000 square foot library owned and occupied by SCAD. When I right was a 1947 theater, but since 97, you go Savannah College of
Wait,
Art
that's a
Museum.
movie theater, ain't it?
Used to be.
And Leopold's on our right, some of the
Nice.
best
They
ice
used to
cream.
make movie theaters.
There's Leopold's. So downtown's come back to life.
Look at that.
They
There's
used
not
to
really
make.
much
They used
going
to
on when
create
shopping
ice
malls
cream
are built.
stores.
Man, I line like that in the
It's a
ice cream
whole.
parlor.
It's a whole lot of
Wow.
people in there.
And then coming up on our love now, Subway used to be Woolworth. Woolworth was
Right here, it's the
Subway on our left.
yep.
Woolworth.
Look like
So-
all the Woolworths was like shaped like this.
Oh man,
There used to be a Woolworth. I
that's
don't know about
crazy.
Woolworth. I remember that, and I would think I was 5.
You was
So
5.
Marshall doesn't look like some French architecture in Marshall House.
What's this?
That's the municipal.
Oh, that's the
Come back to
building?
life.
Yeah, the municipal building downtown. I didn't even know you still had
That's
Now, Miss
pretty
Polly, now,
interesting.
There's a cupcake. Now, she just the ribbon cut was like last week. Miss Polly cupcake. Coming up.
They used to get Savannah
Now, we're
seafood.
made to walk.
That's now.
Now, there's no real place to
Oh.
place to park. So you
Oh, they get that now.
Now, up the block, now we're gonna make our right when we get off this block. Now,
Wait.
we're gonna make it right, but up the block. Now, there's a jazz spot
There's a
named
bigger
Good Time
town.
Jazz. Good Time Jazz. Now, they close on Mondays.
Okay.
They open they open at 5. The music plays around 8 p.m.
Okay.
And they open for lunch, but you can just pull them up. Good Time Jazz, and they have Chef Joe Randall, who formerly had a cooking school. He's holding down the food. Chef Joe Randall.
Cooking school. Okay. That's
Right,
good.
yeah, we're gonna make our right. We see a lot of activity now. We had a lot of pedestrian activity in West Broad. Remember the housing project, house, all that's
Right.
gone, yeah. And I was told people around the clock, daytime, nighttime. They ain't know.
So nighttime too.
Yeah. 5 o'clock they open that, yeah. Okay, good time. Yeah,
What
the
time
block
they?
is open.
What time they close?
West Broad, we used to be, populated by
Oh, they don't
black
close at
people.
all.
And still not right. See Miss Polly.
Oh, look at that. It got cricket.
Cupcake, she
Oh,
just
Miss
opened.
Polly
There you
cakes?
go.
Yeah, she
She's
Oh.
fixing up the Food Network.
No
Miss
way.
Polly, she on the Food Network. Got to show your nanny that. And Miss Polly,
Right.
Yeah, she cook. She makes cakes.
she on the Food Network. Your nanny.
You got Georgie Pecans and I love you. See Nuts About Savannah.
Oh, this is where I'm trying to get.
Really?
Come back.
No way.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back. Oh,
Nuts About Savannah.
No way.
yeah, that's what everybody's telling me
Damn.
about at work.
They make nuts too.
9 times come back. Now, Mr. Law visualized this. He tried, he went to all the meetings. He tried to get us in tune to go out and make investment. We didn't want to do it. We said, oh, that'll never be nothing. We thought. Now, right up front, now that's the circle, y'all. We call it the square. And there's 22 in number. Now, this one used to meet in the colonial days right here.
Okay.
The meetings even had a bakery.
Oh.
And see, Johnson now was a governor over in South Carolina. What Georgia got going? thing called for a landmark. And just about all the churches. But I just got the banks and stuff around here, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
It's
so
our
that's
bank
what
and
Bank of
financial
America.
square. Mm-hmm.
So all this is the financial square.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's BB&T. Okay, I don't know what that one is over there.
In the colonial days, so 286 years ago, that's where everybody used to meet right there. You see, once again, see, it was community. See,
Right.
information flows faster among people.
It
Right, there
does.
you go. So, community.
Word of mouth.
There you go. And then we have City Hall that has a gold dome. Now, Tyler
City
Perry has
Hall.
that sitcom, Have and Have Nots.
Yes.
Is that
It's filmed in Atlanta, but it's based on Savannah.
Oh, yeah,
When
that's
they show
Bank
the
of
gold dome,
America.
they're showing Savannah City
all
Hall.
this?
There's a gold dome.
Wait, what's that? That's a huge building over
That's the
there.
where, right there?
Yeah, with
I
the
don't know.
stairs.
I don't know.
This is really
Oh, Savannah
interesting.
College. You see it?
Wait, no
It says
way.
Savannah College of
Everybody
Art
left
and
at 5
Design.
o'clock. Now, more people are coming than leaving.
This is pretty interesting.
Right now, we're going to be behind it shortly. Now, there's City Hall, which has the gold dome. Now, that building, 1905, that gold dome
Building
on the right,
1905.
25 years old.
Oh,
25?
That's on that picture. Yeah, that's on.
Wow,
That's
what's
in your
that?
snow globe.
And now we're on the west side with the sun. Crossroad on the west side.
25 years
That
old.
is the banking. That's region. Bank
Regions, okay. Bank
Now,
South.
2 months ago, in February, I've been to Coffee Bluff. Now, the people now were the Gullah Geechee people, Gullah Geechee. And that is, we haven't moved 40 miles from where we started. And we being from Charleston to Jacksonville. I've been to Coffee Bluff. And, you know, they Umbrella Historical Marketing, you know. And they walk, now, Savannah River's on our right there. Savannah River's on our left 12 miles. Do you know they used to walk 12 miles one way?
Wow.
To come to City Market to bring their goods to be sold.
To be sold. They used to walk.
Now, on the water, you know, you're gonna fish, you know, you're gonna crab, you're gonna bring shrimp, and all, you can bring your goods to the market. Yeah. The City Market was, you know, they were all kind of black vendors back in the 40s. Now that's almost non-existent now, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that. Yeah.
Yes. Walk.
It's a tourism and
What
take
you
off.
mean?
You don't like to walk.
And see, once again, 40 odd years ago, you couldn't give this away. It was like, oh, now to lease, it's high on the lease. And the owner, yeah, it's higher. Yeah. Now, what gave us the boost with tourism was the book and movie, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And Club One, now the Lady Chablis passed away September 26th.
Oh, look at those horses.
Club One is on our right, the Lady Chablis. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Wow.
Midnight.
Book and movie.
Wow. No wonder this had happened.
So
Too
is it
bad
a
I
hotel
missed it.
now?
Yeah, that's a hotel.
That's Club
Oh,
One
okay.
Hotel. It's held in
Too
the
bad
back,
I
commercial
missed it. Too bad I missed it.
When we get out, y'all to check out, remember we passed earlier, remember that battlefield, to check out the Haitian statue. Now, first of all, they were the largest unit of African descent soldiers to fight in the American Revolution. They came with the French, and they went on and rebelled to make it Haiti. Get on out and check it on out, y'all. There you go.
Okay, so we're gonna check out another thing.
Yes. This is good, DJ.
This is really interesting. Check it out. This is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So yeah, that gotta be that church. Jonathan Brown.
You need a guardian.
Jonathan
There's
Bryan.
that minister, Andrew. Remember you saw him in the cemetery. He was owned by Jonathan.
He supported
His
independent.
family was in a timber set with so much land that there's a county. And for his family, so
Bryan
Andrew Bryan
County.
chose his last name. And he, along with George Whitfield, he was his owner. and guardian. 12 years the slave didn't have that, and he got kidnapped.
He got.
And he was responsible. He held a deed to the land.
Oh, he was captured. He was captured in a prison for 2 years. He was captured in a prison for 2 years.
All right, my friend. All right. How y'all
How
doing?
you doing?
Good, good.
Good night. Look, DJ.
There we go.
Wow, look at this. This proves how. This proves who the black people were back then.
Remember, they came with the French, and they were not allowed to fight as a unit. Ended up saving them. And the drummer no more
They were
than 14
free men.
years old on the way. Now, see, drumming is communicating. Now, if they wonder why the drummer people was out front, they were giving orders to the men. Now, they came with the sand, main game. Then they went on and rebelled against the French to make it Haiti, 1804.
No wonder they were
Therefore,
battling.
y'all, the idea of Haiti.
One guy was holding his chest.
And remember that mine? Now they would have been ambushed, and I don't think they knew they were ambushed. When they were about a couple in the retreats, the French Americans who had to retreat.
Wow.
So the stones accounted for 800. The numbers that have
Benjamin
fallen were
Lincoln?
approximately